Hello there. It's been hella long. So before I do anything I wanted to say, allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Hove. Well, you know my name ain't Hove, it's Shantae. But I have been away for a long time. Once upon a time, I was very persistent about wanting to start a YouTube channel to motivate brown girls who are stay-at-home moms, or just even moms in particular, married and all that good jazz. I started out living in Ohio, and I did more like fashion videos, and then we moved to North Carolina, my husband and I. And then we were here for about 3 years, and then we divorced. So I wound up having to go back to work, which like shut down everything YouTube. However, I still feel like I have a purpose in this world, and it is definitely for mommies. And so I realized that instead of it being stay-at-home moms and all of that, being a wife, that we would move it toward single mommyville. It's very difficult. It's very tough. And I will share along the way, one of these days, a long, drawn-out story about how I came to be ringless. But like I said, so I think I've been divorced for a little over 2 years, maybe almost three. I live in Charlotte, North Carolina, with my three babies. Their father has since moved back to Pennsylvania since after divorce, so that kind of made it a little bit difficult. It was easier at first. We had a good co-parenting thing, and then he decided that he wanted to move back home, and so that's been a little tough. So yeah. And when I went back to work, I am now an educator. I teach middle school. What I was doing before, I had an in-home daycare, but then when we moved to North Carolina, I closed it, and then I was just a 100% stay-at-home mom, which was very difficult. That had its own set of struggles. Being a single parent has its own set of struggles. Child, does it, right? And so it's been a very interesting transition when you go from being a stay-at-home mom that has all those things. I really didn't. I'm introverted, but I didn't want to be around. I wanted to be around people. Being around kids all day was for the birds. And I just really wanted to, not that I don't like my kids or anything, that ain't what I'm saying, but you still want that adult interaction. When I had my childcare center, it was easier because I got to talk to parents a little bit, doing drop off and pick up. But, being 100% stay at home mom, it was, that was something. That was something. And now being a working mom, especially being a teacher, which is very demanding, but I do like it because I'm on their schedule. So, except for teacher work days, but when they're out of school, for the most part, I'm out of school. We have the summers together, spring breaks, winter break, and all that stuff. So it works. I feel like I'm in a good space, blowing in my vein. Sometimes it gets a little difficult because it's a little overbearing. But I've learned that the number one thing that you need to do as a single parent, even as married with children, is you need to ask for help. Like, we are not super, even though we claim to be. My shirt says "Cool Mom." By the way, we are not super, as we claim to be. So we need to. We are super. Even Superman need to ask for help. I'm not into comics and stuff, so somebody help me make that make sense. There's a Justice League, right? There's not just one person. I don't know where I'm going with that, so I'm going to leave that right there. So, what you all can expect from my channel is a little bit of everything that is me. It's more so like how I handle being a single parent and being fabulous, right? How I am able to take 3 different children, get them to 3 different places at the same damn time, because all of them are very active, and I had to create a system so that I can get them to all of the games and all of their practices and all that good jazz. What else can you expect from my channel is still makeup, And now I am locked. As you can see, I was not locked the last time I did videos, I don't think. So maybe a little bit of lock care. I'm still learning how to take care of my locks, even though it's been almost 3 years. So that'll be a little bit of that in there. And then I have both anxiety and depression. So we'll be sharing how I kind of cope with that and some things that I do to help me manage that. We'll talk about dating in this wretched ass world. A little bit of health and wellness. Challenges of being a single mom, like I said. There are quite a few, but there are also some great rewards in that. Money management. When you go down to one income, okay, one income, you definitely have to learn how to rework your budget and keep your credit in check. So that was some things that we will cover. I said health and wellness, so I want to go back to that. And what I mean by that is just kind of staying fit or being healthy as a single parent, because we get busy. We might forget to eat. We may feel like we don't have time to go work out. So I will talk about how I've been kind of managing that. And then lastly, all things raising kids and maintaining your sanity, right? Because as a single parent, whatever, you may or may not have a co-parenting situation, so your kids may not go to dad, so they're with you 100% 24/7. In my case, my children have not seen their dad in 9 months, so they've been with me this whole time. It was a little rough, and I'm thankful to have this time to recharge, and there's nothing wrong with feeling like you need to recharge, because again, you're human, so we kind of have to woosah. And I'm introverted, and my kids talk a lot, so sometimes I'd be like, give me a second. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just like I max out my battery and I need to recharge, and that's okay. But if you don't have that ability to recharge, we will discuss some ways of keeping your sanity. Yeah, and so I also want to keep my videos down. My goal was to be less than 10 minutes, but I'm looking at my camera and it's saying 7. I want them to actually be like about 5 to 7, but you never know. I might get on a tangent and we might be talking about something, and you know what I'm saying, we might need to get it out, and it might take a little longer. But that is my goal, because I know, again, we busy. We don't got time to be sitting here watching no 20-minute video. So I want to get in, do that thing, and get on up out of there. So hopefully you all will continue to follow me on my journey, even though my channel is taking a slightly different turn. It's still going to be, you know, about being fabulous, darling, but just in a different way. So that is all that I have for you, and I shall see you in the next go round. Peace out.